learning, and you get to make your own course. You get to do what you want. And I do get to experience something I never thought I would, which is 3D printing. I've been interested in it for a long time, but never ever thought that I would ever be able to get my hands on a 3D printer and actually learn how to use it. And I was very lucky to get the opportunity to. And I also get to be part of a family. Like in any sports or clubs, you're a close-knit group of friends and you just feel like a family, and that's what Flexible Pathways is. It's a really close group of friends that just feels like a family, and we all love and care about each other, and we all learn stuff from one another. So in 3D printing, it's very time-consuming, and it's very tedious and complex, but it's always worth it, because once you finish something, you feel very accomplished. And but the design softwares take a long time to figure out. Like I only have the beginner one, and I haven't figured it out entirely. I've been lucky enough to find tutorials on it, but it's quite challenging. And I've had a lot of people come to me interested in learning about it because they see what I make and they're like, that's really cool, can you teach me how to do this? I'm completely willing to teach them, but they get scared away from the complexity of the different softwares because it's just too much for them to handle, and they just don't really want to put in the time to learn about it. But I have spent the time to do it, and that's what Pathways lets me do. And I have also talked to our school board with a sales pitch for getting a the 3D printer that we currently have, a 3D scanner, and a newer CAD software, which will be very, very challenging to learn, and enough filament, which is plastic that feeds into it, to last us a while. So that's the current 3D printer we have. As you can tell, it looks like a slightly older design because it is a little bit older. It's the second generation. But this is the one that I have asked for. As you can see, it looks a lot newer. It opens a lot more doors because it has a lot more features that assist me in progressing in my pathway. These are the different resources that I use. So 3D Systems is the company that I use, and they sell 3D printers, CAD softwares, which are computer-aided design softwares, which help you to design things so you don't do everything manually. And they sell 3D scanners as well. So that's where I get the printer. Like the printers that I showed before were 3D Systems printers. They're called Cubes. And that's what the company that I get supplies from and that I'm asking for the different stuff for, because I find it reliable and really nice. Cubify Invent is the basic CAD software that I use. It's still complicated, but it's the most basic one that they sell. But of course it is 3D printing, so it's not going to be simple. And the book that I use to take notes and learn about the history of 3D printing, because I'm not just printing, I am learning about all about 3D printing, the history and possibilities. It's called Fabricated, and it just talks all about the history and what's possible with it. So this is kind of a time-lapse video of me designing something, and this is Cubify Invent, the basic software. So I know this is really small and you probably can't see it, but I did print it the other day. It would work, though I don't know if it would work with the printer that we do have, because I'm not saying that it's bad. The 3D printer is good, but it doesn't print as thin as newer ones. So the plastic, the layers that they build on it aren't as thin, so it's not as fine and crisp. So there are some slight imperfections, but we actually tried to print like 5 of these, and all the other ones kind of screwed up, pun intended. But yeah, so I dropped it. Okay, so so this is kind of a little funny of a video. We might want to turn this one down. But this is a video that I made to pitch getting a new printer. We are definitely going to want to turn this. Yeah.
Do you have problems with your 3D printer?
I am in theater. This is my best work.
It takes hours to get ready.
So, just to say something while this is going on, we were having issues, and we were planning on staging the issues, but while trying to do this, we actually did genuinely run into issues. So, I guess it was pretty good timing for issues.
Two hours later.
Yay! Yay! But the newer 3D printers don't have these problems. And if you help me to achieve my goal of getting a new one, you won't be seeing this anymore. You'll see more of this.
Okay, so while making this video and this whole process of kind of doing the little sales pitch, I learned presenting. It was kind of the first time that I really presented in front of a larger crowd, besides maybe yeah, I do theater, but I've never really spoken in front of a crowd. So that was kind of the first time, and so it kind of taught me how to present good. I also was able to figure out what I needed, so it helped me to find what I needed without really going overboard. There were a lot of options, much more expensive printers that were thousands of dollars, but I had to stay. You can't do that. You just don't go way out of the box like that. I just do what I need, what would help me, and that printer that I found is the right size, because we're not printing anything huge, and they're not really going quite to build a car or something. I also learned how to work with my peers. Making that video was interesting. Working with each other to make the video was actually quite fun. But yeah, and I also, at the meeting, I promised that I would be willing to help or assist anyone interested in learning about the 3D printing process. And if we do get that 3D printer, which I'm pretty sure we are, the other one is going down to the middle school, and I will be completely willing to help them as long as they don't get scared away from the complexity like some other people did. Okay, let's not. And while we're still on the subject of technology, I'd like to introduce my friend Taylor.